Do you guys have any further discussion than from what we had previously and what you've reviewed?
Do you?
No, I don't.
Because I'm leaving it out.
You're a disgrace to a board of elections. You've become an advocacy role for a person, Aaron Haslam. You refuse to have a hearing. If there's nothing strange with Aaron Haslam, why don't you just have him come in? You guys refuse to have a hearing because you're covering up for somebody. And keep looking at your phone. Everybody, she's looking at her phone for the 2 minutes. If you didn't read that case, you should go read it. It talks about Stephanie and the mailings. It talks about the water usage that you guys don't want to look at. It talks about the county commissioner that at the time said he doesn't actually live here. It's October 6th and there was another Aaron Haslam Board of Elections meeting, and you're going to be able to watch it here. It's embarrassing. It makes you question any of our elections. The people on the board don't even ask any relevant question. Stephanie Lewis, the director, goes on and on about irrelevant information about election statistics. Not one question or one statement was related to the content that was in my actual challenge. The water bills, the ethics filing, a whole myriad of things that point to Aaron Haslam doesn't live here. Why? Because these Board of Elections members and the staff are not on the up and up. They are here to protect insiders, which makes you question, how can you trust the election results they report? How can you trust the election results they report? Stephanie Lewis is the director. She should be gone. Emily McCann is the deputy director, the Democrat. She should be gone. And all of these board members, Carol Knauff, Donna Gray, Mark Tolle, and Keith Swearingen, all should be gone. And if you're a Democrat in this county, what you'll see in this video is illustrative of uniparty. Not even a Democrat asked a question. Not even what happened to the Democrat that ran for prosecutor against Aaron Haslam? I guess he's under the bus. It is, what has happened here is an excellent, I just love it so much because it tells everybody, and look at all of the counties in Ohio, these boards of elections are corrupt. They are not about reporting accurate election results. They are not about keeping the voter rolls clean. We like to think that there's some, I'm a conservative, some liberals or something trying to manipulate the voter rolls. No, Stephanie Lewis is trying to manipulate the voter rolls to protect insiders. And the thing you need to know is that it doesn't matter if it's Republicans or Democrats, they both do it. You saw here, uniparty, uniparty, uniparty. We don't even want there to be a question asked. But the beauty of it is it'll go back to the Supreme Court. We'll see what happens. It'll just stretch out and out because Aaron Haslam is a coward who won't walk into a room. I heard he was actually in West Union today, but he won't walk into this room and say, hey, I'm Aaron Haslam, and let me tell you how I really live here. Let me tell you how I plan to move my family here. Let me tell you how my kids love coming here. Because he can't tell you any of that because it would all be lies.
So we scheduled this meeting for a challenge. And the meeting is a special meeting. It's a challenge of right to vote and corrective of registration list. Have you reviewed the documents? Because as we know, we got them today, earlier in an email. Have you all reviewed?
I have completely reviewed the documents.
So have I.
Yeah, Patsy.
Okay. And if there's any issues, would you like to go in recess to review it any further?
No.
No.
Okay. Do I have a motion then to approve or deny?
I'll make the motion to deny Mr. Hicks' challenge for a hearing.
Donna makes a motion. Do I have a
I'll
second?
second that.
Keith seconds. All in favor?
Is there any discussion? You're supposed to have discussion when you
Wait, I
motion.
asked them, they didn't have none.
No, you never. We just took a motion and a second, and you said all in favor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You want to go? Okay.
Also, am I going to be allowed to comment, or is that not permitted now?
In a minute.
Yeah.
After you vote, or before you vote, or?
So everybody did have an opportunity to review these documents. and kind of make comment, discussion on what you felt should be done. As far as registration status, I think everybody agrees Mr. Haslam was registered in '96. He later merged to Franklin County, re-registered in Adams County in March of '13. He was merged to Hamilton County, re-registered in Adams County in May of '23. As the board reviewed, and again, this is all basically the same discussion and items that was pointed out in the last challenge. That Mr. Haslam has left and continued to come back from the pattern to Adams County. All necessary filings were completed and processed by the party committee according to the time of appointment to the unexpired term. A valid petition was filed for the full seat for prosecutor during the March 2024 primary election. He was nominated by the people of Adams County with a vote of 4393. In November of '24, he was placed on the general election ballot. He again was chosen to be elected as prosecutor with a total of 9142 total votes in the county. As far as voting activity, Mr. Haslam has had steady voting activity. He's voted August of '23 special. He voted November of '23 general, March of '24 primary, November of '24 general, and the May 6th special of '25. He has signed various petitions throughout the county. And as far as election mailings and activities, we do have an acknowledgement notice that was mailed on 5/22/23 confirming Mr. Haslam's registration. There's no notation existing that the mailing was returned, and that was sent non-forwardable. A polling change notice was mailed on 1/17/24 confirming a polling change to Mr. Haslam's precinct. No notation exists that the mailing was returned. Mr. Haslam has had 3 campaign finance report filings. A pre-primary campaign finance notice was mailed on 2/26/24. It was sent by regular first-class mail. There are no notations on the record the mailing was returned. Post-primary notice was also sent out. The pre-primary he didn't have to file. Post-primary, the mailing was sent out on 4/16/25. A report was filed timely on April 25th. No notation of undeliverable mailings. Pre-general campaign finance notice was mailed on October 24, sent by regular first-class mail. There are no notations on the record that it was sent undeliverable, and the report was timely filed on October 24th. There was a post-general campaign finance that was mailed on 12/3/24, sent by regular first-class mail. No notations on the record showing the mailing was undeliverable, and his report was filed timely on December 13/24. Most recently, we did have a certified mailing that was delivered to Mr. Haslam's residence in Adams County. It was dated August the 11th/25, which was the first challenge notification. The return receipt indicates that Mr. Haslam did receive and sign up in the mailing on August 13th/25. The last thing that we had from prior discussion, family residency, the place where the family of a married person resides shall be considered to be the person's place of residence, except that when the spouses have separated and live apart, and the determination and discussion at that time was made that there was no designation in the statute indicating a legal separation. Do you guys have any further discussion than from what we had previously and what you've reviewed?
Do you?
No, I don't.
Because I'm reading it down. Okay.
I would just go ahead and redo and continue with your motion.
Do I get to talk again, or I don't get to talk till after people have voted? After people have voted, I get to talk.
For 2 minutes, yes, 2 minutes.
This is like a communist organization.
Okay, so go ahead
I'll
and
make that motion to deny Mr. Hicks' challenge.
I second it.
Mark seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved.
and if anyone would like to speak, I think we're going to do a 2-minute limitation since we've got some training to go on next.
So I can speak now?
Yes.
So I'll get right here. I think that every single one of you should be removed from this board, and I'm going to work hard for that. You're a disgrace to a board of elections. You've become an advocacy role for a person, Aaron Haslam, and it's absolutely disgusting and repulsive. You refuse to have a hearing. If there's nothing strange with Aaron Haslam, why don't you just have him come in? All of the case law in the state is based on there being hearings at Board of Elections when election challenges are filed. You guys refuse to have a hearing because you're covering up for somebody. I love, Stephanie, the nonsense about certified mail. After you had claimed in court filings that you never got any mail, he always got his mail, and then you were not sending. Keep looking at your phone. Everybody, she's looking at her phone for the 2 minutes. She doesn't care about anything other than 2 minutes. So I hope that you
Because I've
guys,
heard all this.
how can you have heard something that I didn't say yet?
Well, because.
It's kind of like knowing that Aaron Haslam lives here when he doesn't.
No one ever.
So
indicated it was
is this
certified.
counting against my time or not?
No, I'll give you a couple extra seconds.
Okay,
for it.
so I hope you read the Supreme Court case and what it actually said. It said that basically the issue was I didn't ask for a hearing for them to remand it. You guys are going to be an embarrassment and a laughingstock at the Supreme Court. If you didn't read that case, you should go read it. It talks about Stephanie and the mailings. It talks about the water usage that you guys don't want to look at. It talks about the county commissioner that at the time said he doesn't actually live here. The Supreme Court talked about it. But you guys deny again. So guess what? We'll be right back at the Supreme Court. And I hope that every one of you gets removed from this board. It happened in Brown County recently, somebody got removed. For malfeasance and nonfeasance. How hard is it to have a hearing? Why are you guys so afraid of Aaron Haslam coming in here and saying, I actually live here? Because you know he doesn't. Thank you for the 2 minutes.
Is there any other comments while we're still in session? If not, Chairman?
Do I have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion to
Donna
close the
Gray.
meeting.
Do I have a second?
Or second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Thank you, Donna.